has safe shots on goal for some of these goalies. Give me both teams to score in the first period. That's coming in at plus 185 compared to the over 1.5 that is at minus 120. Okay, you guys ready? Let's make some freaking money. It's time for Puck It with Jo. Happy Saturday, everyone. Or no, it's Sunday. Happy Sunday, everyone. Jo here at SportsGrid. We are live for Puck It with Jo over here on SportsGrid TV. Now, we had a loaded slate yesterday, 13 games today. We only have 3, but lots of opportunities. We're going to go over each and every one of these games, my picks, props, and predictions in all of them. Now, we saw a couple of those home dogs pull off the win yesterday, and I do think on a smaller slate today, we got a couple of dogs that are barking. We're going to go over goaltender records versus the opponents, as well as some players that really have had success versus those other teams. So I've got lots that I want to talk about. Let's jump right into it. If you're watching or if you turned off the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Patriots game, we're seeing the Patriots trying to make a comeback here. It's 25-16, you guys. So live update on that. We're going to kick it off with the first game here. We're going to look at the Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Now, the Penguins rolling into Winnipeg as the dogs, sitting plus 138 on the money line. The Winnipeg Jets have been playing elite out there. They're coming in at minus 166 at home. I was actually expecting this line to be higher here for the Winnipeg Jets with what we've seen out of this team. Defensively, the Pittsburgh Penguins have been allowing those goals to come in. This total sitting at 6.5 at plus 106 to the under. It's minus 130 to the under. And when we look at why the books have this juice to the under, it really is what we've seen out of the defense here of the Winnipeg Jets. This defense only allowing an average of 1.25 goals per game. Connor Hellebuck has been incredible in net. Now, when we look at him versus the Penguins in his career, his numbers aren't fantastic. They're still really solid, though. He's 4-6-3, so hasn't got those wins, but a goals against average that's low at 2.38. He's also got a save percentage of 928. So he has been able to make those critical saves. Now, Tristan Jarry has struggled to start the season here. I don't know how much faith I have in him coming out, but his numbers versus Jets is where we have to look. You look at him on the season, it's not pretty, but versus the Winnipeg Jets, you guys, this really stands out to me. Some goalies just know how to play some opponents so strong. He's gone 5-1 in 6 games in his career versus the Jets with the goals against average of 1.16 and a 960 save percentage. So he's been absolutely lights out versus the Winnipeg Jets. Now, we also look at the Pittsburgh Penguins. They've won 4 of the last 6 meetings. All 6 of those meetings staying under that total. So the under 6.5 here, juicy at minus 130, but I do think it's the right way to go. I know it's dangerous here with what the Winnipeg Jets have been doing offensively. This team averaging 4.5 goals per game. And we have seen the Penguins giving up those goals of 4.17. But I do think this is Tristan Jarry's final leg. He's got to bounce back from what we've seen. He's a better goaltender than his numbers so far this season. And I do think he'll start to get into rhythm in this game. Now we look at the Pittsburgh Penguins. They are a lot off the loss versus the Carolina Hurricanes. On Friday night, it was a 4-1 loss for them. Again, their defense and goaltending let them down in this one. This is the first game of a 4-game road trip, Canadian road trip. So then they take on the Flames, Oilers, and the Vancouver Canucks. So when we look at the Winnipeg Jets here, they won that last game versus the Sharks Friday night. They still allowed the San Jose Sharks to put up 3 goals, which was kind of surprising in that one. They were able to put up 8 themselves. I'm looking for that defensive lockdown again out of Winnipeg to help us stay under that total. But they've got a road trip on deck as well. They have the St. Louis Blues on Tuesday, the Kraken, and then the Flames. The special teams has been absolutely elite here for the Winnipeg Jets. They are killing 85.7% of their penalties, and they are limiting those minutes in the box at only 3.5 minutes on average, while the Pittsburgh Penguins have doubled that, 7 minutes on average, only killing 76.5. The big advantage here for the Winnipeg Jets is their ability to convert on that power play, converting at 50% of the time. So, you guys, I am going to look at the goalie props here for Tristan Jarry. They aren't out yet. I'm going to check one more time. If you are getting, still no goalie props. When we look here at what the shots on goal normally are for the Winnipeg Jets, they're averaging 31.5. When we look here at the Pittsburgh Penguins, they're allowing 34.2. If you can get Tristan Jarry at 30 or under to the saved over, I would be looking at that today. I think it's the best bet of the game, expecting him to stand nice and tall. I know he's had those struggles, but I can't look past what he's done in his career versus the Winnipeg Jets. I'm also, because of that, I think this is his game to really shine. I'm going to put some money, a little sprinkle on the Pittsburgh Penguins straight up on the money line. Now, I know Winnipeg has been strong at home. 4 games, they played 240 minutes of hockey. Think about this. In their last 4 games, 240 minutes of hockey and only allowed 5 goals. So the under 6.5 looking so solid in this matchup. You could look at the under 1.5 in the first period as well. As long as Tristan Jarry does what I expect and Connor Hellebuyck keeps playing the way that he will, we should have goals come at a premium today. Next game on deck, I want to say thank you guys for joining me as well. We're going to talk about the Colorado Avalanche taking on the San Jose Sharks. Now, Colorado finally able to get that win in their last game out. They're now almost a $3 favorite. The line keeps moving on this. They're minus 280 on the money line. We've got plus 225 here for the San Jose Sharks, and a total of 6.5. This 6.5 juice to that under at minus 114, which I'm pretty shocked by that it's juiced to the under, considering how bad Colorado has been defensively and in goal. We look at Colorado, their ability to score, and the San Jose Sharks have proven that they can get those goals as well. The Sharks coming off the game where they put 3 goals on the Winnipeg Jets. So looking at that total, you guys, I have to go over it, over 6.5 at minus 106. I do think we start with a splash in this one. Give me the first period over 1.5 at minus 140. I hate that juice, but also I'm going to put a half unit on the over 1.5 and a half unit on both teams to score in the first period. That's where we're getting the plus money. That's coming in at plus 170. When we look at Georgiev here, he has been in his career elite versus the San Jose Sharks, but he's not going to get that support from the defense in this one. Yes, the defense is limiting those shots, but on the kill, this team is struggling on the kill. Colorado allowing their opponents, or they're only stopping their opponents at 64.3% of the time when their opponents are on that power play. So I do think the Sharks can convert on the power play today. Yes, it's a weak power play, only converting at 15.4%, but I do think there will be a difference here to push this one to the over with the power play. When we look at the Colorado Avalanche, they will face Vanacek. Vanacek was with the New Jersey Devils the last couple of seasons. So when we look at Vanacek versus Colorado, he does have pretty solid numbers, going 3-1 with a 3.55 though goals against average and a save percentage of under 900, 884. So Colorado offensively this season, they are averaging 3.4 goals per game. So offensively, they are coming out. They're getting those shots on goal. They're averaging 34 shots on goal per game. So they're going to come out nice and strong. Their power play is clicking, converting at 41.2% of the time. And the kill here for the San Jose Sharks won't provide that much resistance, you guys. It's coming in at 76%. So I'm looking for both of these teams to convert on the power play. I'm looking for those goals, and I'm looking for those goals early in this matchup. Give me the first period over 1.5, both teams to score in the first period. And with how the Sharks have played and how the Avs have played, which team do I trust more on the puck line? Because that's what it comes down to. You know, we can't take a $3 favorite on the money line. It looks like a parlay buster as well, you guys. I would not put them on the money line in a parlay. The Sharks plus 1.5 coming in at minus 110. And do we risk it that there's an empty netter here and then the Sharks don't cover the puck line? I would rather risk that than put money on Colorado right now. Colorado has won 9 of the last 10 meetings, so covering the puck line in 7 of those. But current form tells me the Sharks are going to put up a battle here in this one. Now, who of the Sharks do I trust? Tyler Toffoli has had great success versus Colorado in his career. His anytime point tonight, minus 125. 2+ points 4. Tyler Toffoli, not out of the question. That's coming in at plus 400. We know he's the catalyst of this team in getting those points, getting those goals. So you could also look at him for the power play point tonight at plus 330. I think instead of the power play, I'd probably rather look at the goal. The goal coming in at plus 200. He's had a goal in 4 of the 5 games this season. Now, when we look at him versus the Avs, I told you he's had success. He's had 13 goals and 10 assists over 29 games versus them. So when I'm looking at all of this, the best value, and I think the best bet for Tyler Toffoli is 2+ points at plus 400. Other players that I would look at, we're going to look at Colorado. We know Colorado is weak on the kill, but their power play is phenomenally strong. Mikko Rantanen has had success versus the Sharks as well. His 2+ points. So you look at the difference between Tyler Toffoli and Rantanen for the value in points. We got Tyler Toffoli at 2+ coming in at plus 400. When we look at Rantanen, 2+ is coming in at plus 108. So you're not getting the value there, but I could see those 2 points coming out of him. He's on the top power play, on the top line, 16 goals and 13 assists over 24 games versus the San Jose Sharks. Nathan MacKinnon, you know you have to lay the juice if you're betting anything for Nathan MacKinnon. I would look at him for more than for 2+ points in this one. He scored that last game in overtime to get them the win versus the Anaheim Ducks. So I do think he rolls in with momentum. He has 18 goals and 28 assists in 34 games versus the Sharks. But further down the list, we can look at Cale Makar, 5 goals and 13 assists in 13 games versus the Sharks. So points here for Cale Makar. Again, top power play line. Those power play points, you guys know we have been cashing on them. We cashed the last game on Casey Middlestat. I will go back to Casey Middlestat for the power play point, and I just want to bring those up because I'm drawing a blank on what those numbers were for the power play points. Okay, so players, power play points. There's so many different things. Cale Makar, total points today. You can get Cale Makar for over 1.5, so 2 points at plus 106. Again, not the value I'm looking for. Nathan MacKinnon's minus 120 for the power play point. Not enough value. Cale Makar at plus 100. Again, not enough value for me. Ross Colton, we have cashed on that power play. The last, 2-3 games, he's been able to get us those points on the power play. He's coming in at plus 300. Again, we cashed Casey Middlestat last game on the power play, plus 270. So I would look further down than Nathan MacKinnon, Rantanen, and Cale Makar. We know that they have every possibility of getting that power play point, but Casey Middlestat and Ross Colton absolutely get that assist on that power play. Casey Middlestat and Ross Colton, I believe, both got a power play goal last game as well. So I have to go back and look at those numbers, but definitely the players you want to circle. So that is that game. I will take the Sharks plus the 1.5. I think they have the opportunity of pulling off the win here at home. Looking at their schedule, you guys, they're home from a 3-game road trip, which isn't great. And then they're back on the road Tuesday for another 4 games. So they've got a hard travel schedule. They need to pick up a win here. They have yet to win on the season. And we know Colorado finally got the monkey off the back. They got that win. This is their first game of a 3-game road trip. They have the Kraken and Utah on deck. Next game, last game, you guys, only 3 today. The LA Kings taking on the Anaheim Ducks. Now, the Kings have been inconsistent out there on the ice. They're coming in at minus 184 and plus 152 for the Anaheim Ducks. This total is low, 5.5 plus 112 to the under, minus 138 to the over. Looking at how these teams have done versus each other, the Kings swept the Ducks last season and they've won 9 of the last 10. So they have played strong versus them. Dostal, though, is coming off a game versus Colorado that he made 45 saves in that game, ended up losing it in overtime. He's been so strong for the Ducks to start the season. He's expected in goal today. We look at him versus the Colorado Avalanche, versus the LA Kings, and he's got a 938 save percentage. So he has been strong versus the Kings in his career with a goals against average of 2.05. We know the Kings defensively, that's where their struggles have come. Drew Doughty is out of this lineup. They're allowing an average of 3.6 goals per game and 30.6 shots on net. Their kill isn't great at 76 of the time, and they're spending way too much time in that box. They're averaging 12.6 minutes of penalties. The power play is all right here for the Anaheim Ducks at 26.8%. They're averaging only, though, 2.75 goals per game, and the Kings have been able to come out and average 29.8 shots on goal and 3.4 goals in each of these games. Now, the Ducks are off that loss on Friday in overtime to the Avs, but keeping it competitive there with the Avs, and we see the LA Kings off a win on the road versus Montreal. They were able to get a 4-1 win, as we see the Jacksonville Jaguars push it in for another touchdown. So I'm going to look at the Ducks in this one. They're too juicy, though, on the money, on the puck line. Actually, that juice is dropping. +1.5 at -156. I still can't get there with them in this one at that price. I do think if you're looking at anything, you could sprinkle on the money line for the Ducks. I think 2 of the dogs are winning outright today, so I'm going to take every single dog in this one. I think the best way to take all of these games is just looking at player props today, because I do think there's not enough value in the favorites on the puck line. And on the puck line for these dogs, we're still not getting a ton of value. Like the Pittsburgh Penguins +1.5 -184. I think it's a tight game. The Winnipeg Jets won't be able to cover it, but so it's got to be the Penguins on the money line. Looking at Colorado versus the Sharks. The Sharks, we do have value at +1.5 on that puck line at -111. So that one's okay, +225 on the money line to get the win there at home versus Colorado. And the LA Kings, the Ducks, again, you can't take the puck line. There's just no value, but +152 on the money line. I think the best way is just to take player props today. Who am I looking at here for the Ducks to have a strong game? Because that's the team that I trust. Troy Terry has been fantastic. 3 goals on the season. We look at him versus the Kings. He has 3 goals and 4 assists over 10 games versus the Kings. Looking at him for the goal today, we've already cashed him this season for the goal. I'm going to take Troy Terry at +320 for the anytime goal. Zegras has been playing okay. He needs to step up. He already has 1 goal and 1 assist. We need more out of him, though. I'm looking for him to come with the goal today at +360 as well. So 2 playmakers from the Anaheim Ducks to be able to get on the board. The Ducks on the money line as well, I will take in this one. If you want to bet the Kings, Kempe, Kopitar, Fiala have been so phenomenally strong. That is where I would go with this game. But give me the dogs today, you guys. It's going to be a great game out there. No way the Kings are losing. Okay, I wish you all the best in this one. Colton, get Ross Colton to do some damage. I love it. You have to look here at those power play points for Colorado. Probably the best bets of the day would be Colorado to convert on that power play with how strongly they are playing. So you guys, let's make some freaking money out there on the ice. I am live on the grid all afternoon for the afternoon games in NFL with Scott Wetzel and Adam Kaufman. So make sure you come over and join me. And then join me daily here on SportsGrid TV for Puck It with Joe every single day at noon, going over every single game on the schedule. Now tomorrow, there's only 1 game on the schedule, but we jump back into Tuesday with another full loaded slate. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you this afternoon on the grid. My Madden Quickie and my same game parlay. I've got a +1629 same game parlay over on the SportsGrid app between the Houston Texans and the Green Bay Packers. So make sure you go over and check that out. Gotta love a same game parlay. I'll also have a same game parlay later for you over on in-game live. It's going to be great. It's going to be great, you guys. All the best in all of your bets. We will see you tomorrow.